Okay, so the first tote has been brought aboard the boat, and the boys are now top icing that tote. They had a slurry of water in it, and the fish, slurry of ice, sorry, and then the fish. So we put 151 fish in that tote, and they're slurried up in ice, and I can show you that probably on the next one. Keith is receiving, and Sam are receiving the new tote to receive the harvest fish, placing that down. So we top ice those fish and then start up the procedure again, and we'll do 6 totes for approximately 150 fish apiece. And I'll probably stitch this this video and more video of handling and maneuvering using Dick and the Hider Joy, and add in a couple of videos of the fish in the tote. We'll walk around here a little bit. So this pen too is actually a 100 by seine net that we're using as a large holding pen for the graded, or fish to be graded. And then on the outside of that net we've got a really heavy duty salmon farm net. You know, this is 210, I think it's 210 180 mesh, very heavy stuff, and it acts as a predator net at the moment for our harvest fish. So the crew's almost ready to keep going now, and for now I'm going to be back up onto the grading table, and Sam and I will both be grading the fish, so I won't be able to get very much of me grading unless I maybe get Dave to do a little bit of that. But yeah, I'll definitely add a few, I'll stitch a few videos together for this, and get a few shots from up on the boat, moving the fish and fish in the tote, etc, etc. You probably won't hear any of this because I'll probably cut it out. Okay, so that's integrated multi-trophic aquaculture harvesting. Great to harvest sable fin, black fish, black cod. Our first crop on this farm of the finfish, and everything's going very well.
5 more!
Okay, so we've got 5 more fish to go into the tote, and this tote will be full. So for those of you that don't want to see fish blood, avert your eyes. We've got Richard Leo here counting, our skipper and main transporter of all big heavy equipment for this farm over the last 3 years, and probably even longer. So hopefully I don't get too much blood on the camera, but this is the stun and bled black cod in here. So as I said before, all these fish will bleed out into this tote. We'll top ice this tote, and there's this ice slurry in there already. You can't really see it at the moment because we're at the end of our, we're all piled up, but that's the total amount of fish. Now the boys will jump down and hook up that, bring it up onto the boat, top ice it, and then put a new tote in. So I'm going to jump up and watch that action happen for you. And Dick is up on the winch here right away, and I'm going to climb up there as well. Richard Leo, he did pretty much all the harvesting for Marine Harvest in the Kyuquot Sound as well. Very experienced fisherman. This is his boat, seine boat. Fisherman, fish farmer. He's been all over it. Yep.
Heavy.
Heavy, that's a good word. I like that.
Yeah.
So Dave's over at the trough there, making sure no more fish go up and through the pipe while we're doing this. You You can easily get fish caught in the pipe, get a big blockage, and that's no good. We've got Keith on the shovel. We've got Sam shortly on the shovel. These guys are multitaskers. Standing clear of the winch. And back into icing. So Sam on the left has been with us for almost 2 years now. And Keith off and on for 2 years. Both guys from the village around the corner, Kyuquot Kyuquot band, and definitely know their boat driving and their fish handling and their fish skills. Invaluable hands to have out here. These two guys look after the farm on the weekend most of the time, except for when the science shift comes in or Dr. Cross comes in. But for the majority of the time, these guys are the weekend guys. They feed the fish and they're here to help us today with the harvest. It's a little bit more of a manual harvest than most fish farmers would be used to. I imagine a lot of fish farmers would look back on this and say, oh, I remember doing that way back in the late 80s, and I remember that too. And here we are doing it again, mainly because this is a small research and development farm, and we can do everything by hand and try and keep costs as low as possible. So over there we have Dave McKergan, assistant production manager on the farm, and he's just making sure we don't have any more fish coming out of the pipe and nothing stuck. Fish come stunned and bled on that table, come down and through into the harvest tote and counted, and then up onto the boat, top iced, and then taken to town. I've got some taken to town footage that I did a couple of harvests ago, which I'll be putting on my videos as well. So yeah, this is Kyuquot Sound, multi-trophic site, and this is black cod down in this pen, awaiting harvest. This pen is a grubby looking pen because it's a fairly shallow net, and so we're into the springtime now. We're getting a lot of basically algal growth on the net, and but normally my nets don't look quite that ugly. But fish are returning. We're kind of grading the top premium fish off as we go for the harvest, from the handling trop over where Dave is, up through the snuffy, up through the table there, onto the grading table, pick out the nice premiums for harvest, and then away we go. The smalls or the fish that we don't quite like or may need a little bit more time to grow are getting returned to this pen, but will also be being harvested within the next month or so. So our market's requiring a certain size at the moment, so that's what we're looking for. Our harvest size should be around 5 to 5.5 pounds dressed, which for a live fish is plus 13%, so a little over 6 pound fish, almost a 6.5 pound fish. So very nice fish to handle, very nice fish to grow, and we've got to the stage where we're at harvest, and it seems to have been a long time to get to this point, but it's a very satisfying feeling to be at the end of the cycle rather than at the beginning of the cycle. So that is Kyuquot Sound, actually Kyuquot Sound down that way, and this is the Surprise Island site. Rusty Smith, production manager.